action-packed day ahead as the live 3-on-3 basketball games continue, and you can enjoy them in more ways than one.
Hello viewers, Will Underwood from Gambling Insider here with Luka Pataky, SVP of Automated Content at Sportradar. We've got a great backdrop today, basketball. We're going to talk about what you've got going on within that sport, and that's how I'm going to open my questions. So I wanted to ask about your 3x3 basketball demo, which is recently debuted. Can you talk us through how the technology works and where the concept kind of came from for this idea?
Yeah, so we, as you said, we are hosting every day here live 3x3 games, and the idea is that we show how our products are fed with data, like through the whole life cycle, right? From the acquisition of data, from capturing the image, the video, to creation of data, and then feeding that into our products. The idea for this, of course, came a couple of years ago. You might remember 2 years ago we've had a similar demo with table tennis at ICE, and actually this was our first step into that direction to try and validate some of those technologies and how automated data collection can create better engagement, deeper products. And so this is now actually the third sport, basketball. So we are already live with products that are based on similar technologies, with table tennis, with ATP, with the NBA. And so it seemed natural that we show how we do this for basketball. 3x3 is something we can bring to ICE for everyone to enjoy and see. It's still a smaller area, and so we show how those products are created. Technology behind it is, of course, computer vision, AI, so a lot of things happening. Players are being tracked, ball is being tracked, identified, so all the players are identified. We also automatically detect shots and scores, and then we feed this into our products. Of course, one of the flagship products here is our Foresight streaming, which is actually fed directly from this data, and also every visitor can see a little bit under the hood how those products are created.
And with sports that are moving at a little bit of a faster pace, such as racing, or sports with a few more players on the pitch like football, how do you ensure that data tracking continues when there's more movement involved in that kind of space?
Yeah, every sport will represent some challenges and some difficulties, so you need to approach every sport on its own. Even if we compare table tennis and basketball, right? You have two players on each side of the table in table tennis, so there's not a lot of sort of overlap, whereas in basketball you have a lot of contact, you have a lot of overlaps, you have more players, and you need to identify them. So in football, you indeed have like a lot bigger pitch, but the players are not as close in contact as they might be in basketball. So you need to approach every single sport in its own way. At the end, it comes, like everything in AI, it comes down to the data that you are using, data you have available, how you prepare these for training the models so that the models are able to then, with high accuracy, still do everything that they need to do. So here we are showing this on basketball. Basketball is not an easy sport from this, because players do have similar appearances in general, and also they overlap quite a lot, but we find a way. Everything is solvable these days.
And something you touched on earlier was your Foresight product. I know that's going to be a big part of your strategy in 2025. Could you tell us a little bit more about what that offers for your customers and where the idea came from, how it works, and how the technology behind it also works?
Yeah, so we know that streaming is an important part of the sportsbook, right? It does provide additional level of engagement, so users kind of get this better feel of what's happening in the game. And we realize that there is a growing demand for data insight. And how do you bring that data insight closer to the punters, to the bettors? And so that's how basically the idea of Foresight came about, but also the fact that we have these technologies that enable us to understand what's happening in the image, so that the animations, the data can really be context driven. And we see that it does create more engagement, it does keep users longer on the streams, and that's basically what we wanted to achieve. And it's definitely picking up. As I said, table tennis was kind of like a validation step. It has proven the value, and that's why we are going forward with ATP, with NBA, and more sports, and operators are definitely appreciating the positive effects that it has.
And a quick word on the microbetting market. Obviously, it's a hot topic right now. And how does we could talk about the Foresight product. How does that tie into this market segment? And yeah, I mean, where does that kind of market segment fit in with your strategy?
It's a very important part of the strategy, and it fits really actually perfectly with Foresight product, because micro markets are extremely fast paced, and they require certain focus, I would say, from the bettor as well. And Foresight gives us an opportunity to deliver the insight that is very relevant to the micro market that's offered, and then it's easier to relate to what you are actually betting on, and it's also easier to see the outcome. It's very important that you are able to see the outcome of a micro market, and those technologies offer those. And the next thing is, of course, low latency, and everything we do is extremely low latency, and deep data needs to come with low latency for us to be able to power micro markets, and everything has to come at the right time with the right latency, so that the punter is engaged, they can see the outcome of their micro bet, and so it's actually fits perfectly all together.
I imagine that there's been a vast increase in demand when it comes to micro betting. How do you think that market sector has changed over the past year or two?
I think in general we are seeing that everything is going deeper in play. So, and this is just a natural progression. What is also happening is that it does require this level of visualization on top of it. So it has sort of forced us all in a certain way to kind of provide that insight on top of streaming around the bet, and that the engagement is a little bit deeper. So yeah, at the end of the day, there is some sort of a user interface behind it, that there is some sort of it's just something that looks attractive, right? Yeah. So it's not just a long list of bets, but it's something that looks more like a game, that looks more appealing, more engaging. So that's kind of where we also see things are going, right? So it's not just the micro market, but it's also everything around it that kind of keeps users really on the toes and keeps them to kind of be excited about the bets they place.
Final question today, just from a broader perspective, what can we expect to see from Sportradar over the course of 2025? How are you planning on tackling the year ahead?
So AI is continue to gonna be a really important part of our strategy, and it is really about how do we use AI to really drive value for operators in many ways. So one thing is, of course, data collection, where we are trying to create insight, as mentioned, through Foresight and other products, to just improve how the products look, or make them more appealing, make them more engaging. So that's definitely one area, but also the growth and the progress in generative AI area, where it allows us now, with data that we have available, that we have created over the years with tracking and everything, to really create products that were not possible before. Whether that's automated commentaries, whether that's automated highlights, whether it's automated podcasts. So a lot of it is possible, but for everything, data is bread and butter. Yeah. That's why technologies like this that allow us to capture it very effectively and fast are really critical. So AI will remain an important part, but it is really about how we create value with it, right? Not just about technology.
Well, Luka, thank you very much for your time today. I'll leave you to go and shoot some hoops, and yeah, all the best.
Thank you.
Thank you.